Fast forward, we had a discussion with the customer, and based on the fact that the van has such a high mileage, it was advisable to do a fully recon on the engine. So basically we're going to take it apart, check the bottom end, check the timing chain since we are here. And we have proceeded now in checking the whole engine assembly off. So once you're going to have it off, we're going to take the bottom, check the bearings in there, and obviously we're going to have a better look on the timing chain, and very likely we're going to replace it because it's a high mileage. And if we're going to do those things at this stage, we're going to extend the life of the engine quite considerably, and then the customer can rely on the van. Sorting out just the top end problem pose a risk of later on having a failure, all due to the high mileage. So we're going to take it apart, and then we'll see exactly how is the condition. It might be in a very good condition, but we don't know, and the best way is obviously to take it apart and have it checked. So this is what we're going to do. We have now made significant progress. Last time the engine was on the ground. Now we have it on the support, on engine support. We have stripped top, we have stripped the bottom, and we have some conclusions. So look why we have chosen to do so. And now we can conclude it was very wise. Now, first of all, our noise, if you remember from the intake, it was caused by the camshaft. And apart from the hydraulic lifter from the rocker arm that was out of place, look what else we found here. Scores in the camshaft. Can you see here? Yeah, perfect. So look, all this is being caused. Let's go this way, where we have the rocker arms. And look, this is the problem on the rocker arms. Those rollers, the bearings in them, they go, and obviously the valves, they're not open anymore. And look, the damage made into the rocker arm. These hydrolifters literally came in pieces, very worn. As you can imagine, it's 300,000 miles, so a massive mileage. See? So all of those components failed. They were causing valves not to operating correctly, and obviously an engine noise, and then lack of power that the customer was complaining. That's that. But the main thing, we have decided to have the engine out so we can check the crankshaft, and this was because knowing amount of mileage that this engine has covered, we suspected that we might have engine wear. Now, listen, when we took off the big end bearings, they look like new. The one on the conrod cap, which is very good, surprisingly for the mileage, very good. However, on the one on top, we can start seeing some wear. This is obviously normal, and this was one of the reasons we expected to see something like that. But look, here is the big thing that we managed to save at the right time. So those are the big end bearings that comes here on those journals on the crankshaft, and those are the ones that they get more strain on them, and they fail on those particular engine. So this bearing, it did not have much left until the point that it would have damaged the crank. It would have spun in the block, literally would have ruined the whole engine. Now, doing this reconditioning at this time, it can give the engine, with the right maintenance, probably another 300,000 miles. It's surprisingly, but I guarantee you all this is because it used a good oil and it lasted so long. But we started with just the noise on the engine. We could have easily rectify that by doing the top end cams assembly, because now we're going to do the cams assembly, rocker arms, hydraulic lifters, the whole set. We could have easily sorted out, but then the risk was few miles down the line, few months, I don't know, the bottom end would have failed, and then all the top investment would have gone away for nothing. But now we are in the right place to recon this engine and give it another good miles ahead. So we are in process where we put an order for parts. We also going to do a timing chain, because since we are here, see on those engine, again, timing chain is at the back of the block. In between, in here is the gearbox, so access is so difficult. And while we have it off, we're gonna service all this also. So we're basically gonna have close to new engine. We're not gonna get to the pistons. The pistons, they don't really get affected on those engines. So it's top, bottom, turbo so far looks okay. So we're gonna have a good engine once everything is done. Waiting for the parts, and then we'll see how everything comes back together. At this stage, the engine has been assembled back. It's nearly ready to go back on the vehicle with a lot of new components and obviously a lot of life now into it. We will proceed shortly to have the vehicle in and do the installment. In the meantime, here is another calibration, ADAS calibration taking place. But shortly, the van will come in to have its recon engine back on. So, fast forward, the engine is back in the car. Since we had it off, we also noticed the exhaust manifold leaking, inlet manifold cracks. There were quite a lot of things that has to be done on the car. Now it's all back in the car, is running fine. We also put a new set of injectors. So quite a lot of investment has gone into this engine. Luckily, we managed to get it in time before all packed up completely and render the engine not to be used. So the customer has an engine now reconditioned, drives obviously much better, no noises, as you can be seen, and is very happy. So we just like to get something from our customer.
Well, what can I say? As usual, I appreciate the OGS Mechanics, the work they've done, the trust I've got in them. They're just the best.
Thank you very much. So
Thank you very much, guys.
Our pleasure. So this is the engine recondition on this Mercedes Sprinter, done at the right time before the crankshaft or the bearings went. Another example in the work that we do here in OGS Mechanics, one stop for all your vehicle needs. See ya.